Welcome to the online lecture, the second session on behavioral style of modeling. In the previous class, to summarize, we learned about structured instructions or assigned statements, wherein we learned about two sequential blocks. One is initial block and the other is always block. Initial block executes one number of time. Always block executes in a looping fashion. No need to terminate during initial in case of initial block. It should be terminated in case of always block. This is what we learned, and we also looked into some simulation type or simulation example using Xenix also. In today's session, we are concentrating on procedural assignments, and also I'll just take few minutes on the doubts asked by some of you. So mainly ALU design. I'll be just explaining you the code. So this is what is the plan of mine for today's session. Procedural assignment. So just we had begun in previous session about this procedural assignment. The assignment looks like the syntax that is mentioned here. Left value is equal to expression. So this left hand side value can have any one of the things that is mentioned here. Register, integer, real, bit, select, part, select, concatenation, all these things. The right hand side expression can be any expression that evaluates to a value. It should evaluate to a value. If it results in other than value or undefined value, then it is not called expression. But still, so it is getting assigned to the left side. There are two types of procedural statements: blocking and non-blocking. We will study in detail about this blocking statement and non-blocking statements. I'm telling you again, this is a very important concept and a very important question also. First, we shall take the blocking assignment. The blocking assignment statements are executed in the order. This is executed in the order they are specified. They are specified in the sequential. Means blocking assignment means the statement executes in the order or in the sequential manner. That's what I mean. Whereas this blocking assignment will not block execution of the statement that follow in the parallel block. It will block the execution. It will block the execution only in the current sequential block. Current sequential block. But it will not block any execution of the statements followed in the parallel block. For example, think that you have two always statements. Always statement number 1, always statement number 2. And this always statement is having two statements. And this always statement is having two statements. When this first statement, all these are blocking assignments. Okay, all these are using blocking assignment statements. Think that in the first always block, the very first statement is getting executed, and it is of blocking type. And as it is a blocking type, it will block the execution of the further statement in that particular sequential block only, current sequential block only. But it will not affect the execution of these statements, because this is a parallel block. Compared to these two are parallel block. It starts executing at zero simulation time parallelly at a time, whereas these statements are not like that. Inside always these are sequential blocks. Sequential statements. After this only this has to execute. Hence, until this completes its execution, this will be blocking the execution of the next statement. That's the meaning of blocking statement. But it doesn't mean that when this statement is executing, it should block the statements in the other parallel block. That is not going to happen. That's the meaning of it. Okay? It blocks only statements within the particular sequential block. That's it. Okay? Sequential and parallel blocks will be explained later in this chapter during the end of this chapter. The equal to operator is used to specify the blocking assignment. Remember, the blocking assignment is mentioned or is the operator used is equal to. The behavior in a particular block is sequential in the begin and end block. So whenever you have any sequential block always or initial which is enclosed within begin and end, those statements are sequential. Remember, these statements are sequential. So here is a code example for blocking assignments. Go through it. Reg XYZ means XYZ are register variables, and reg underscore A, reg underscore B are register vectors of 16-bit. Count is of integer type, and we are initializing the thing. See here, X is initialized to 0, Y is initialized to 1, Z is initialized to 1. So X, Y, Z are initialized. There is no time mentioned here. So hence these assignments or these initialization happen at 0 simulation time. Count is initialized as 0. This also happens at 0 simulation time, but it will go in the order. X equal to 0 first, Y equal to 1, Z equal to 1, count equal to 0. But every statement will be initialized at 0 simulation time itself. But when this is happening, after that only Y equal to 1 will receive the value. Okay. Reg underscore A is receiving 0, reg underscore B is equal to reg underscore A. All these statements are having no delays mentioned, so everything happens at 0 simulation time, but not parallelly, sequentially, within no time. Yes. Okay. Hash 15 is nothing but it is mentioning some delays. It is having some delays. So what is that delay? After 15 time minutes that these statements got executed, after 15 time minutes only, reg underscore A of 2 bit select of this reg underscore A will receive 1. This is a bit select assignment with a delay. After 15 time minutes, this particular bit will be assigned with value 1. And after 10 time minutes, reg underscore B vector part selected. It's a vector and part of that vector is selected 15, 14, 13. Okay, so 3 bits of it will receive these 3 bits concatenation version. So these are the 3-bit vector, it is vector part, and for that 3-bit I am assigning the new values x, y, z. X value is 0, y value is 1, z value is 0, 1, 1 will be assigned to reg underscore B of 15 down to 30. And after that no delay is mentioned here, count equal to count plus 1. So after 15 this will be executing. After 15 plus 10 is 25. This will be executed. After 25 itself, this also will execute because there is no delay mentioned. But within these two things, this will execute first and then this will execute next. So this is about the blocking assignment. So to dig more upon it, so here is an explanation. These three statements will execute at 0 simulation. All statements x equal to 0 through reg underscore b is equal to reg underscore a means starting from here till here, all these statements will execute at 0 simulation time, time 0. Whereas statement reg underscore a of 2, this is a bit select, will receive 1 only at a time equal to 15. And similarly, after 15 plus 10, that is 25. After 25 time minutes, reg underscore b 15 down to 3, he receives the concatenation of x comma y comma z. That is x is 0, y is 1, z is 0, 1. That will be received at this one. And after same time, because there is no delay mentioned here, at the same time itself, count is equal to count plus 1 will be executed. Since there is a delay of 15 and 10 in the preceding statements, count equal to count plus 1 will be executed at time equal to 25, because 15 plus 10 is 25, after that only this will execute. This is a blocking assignment statement. So before we proceed with the non-blocking assignment statement, I want you to I want you to take to the Xilinx environment to just understand its working that has been just now discussed. So I'll take the Xilinx environment. So I'll take the new source Verilog module. So I have a code written. So let me name it as dummy because it is not just to evaluate. No inputs and outputs for this. That's why the name has been preferred as dummy. Click on next. Next. No inputs and outputs. So it will just open a file. So I'll zoom it. So dummy file. Now I'll take the blocking assignment statement. Copy. Paste. So same code, there is no difference at all. You can see here x equal to 0, y is equal to 1, z is equal to 1, count equal to 0, reg a 0, reg b is equal to reg a. So all these things no delay. And underscore a of 2 is equal to hash 15 1. This is called intra-assignment delay. So this is also a valid statement. So this is a perfect statement to work on. So the delay is mentioned here. So delay of behavioral style we will be discussing after this non-blocking, blocking and non-blocking statements. Until then, don't worry of this. This is how the delay is mentioned. Okay. And the vector part of reg underscore b 15 down to 13. After 10 minutes, it is going to receive the concatenation of x, y, and z. And without any delay after that, the count is equal to count plus 1. So 15 plus 10 is 25. After 25 itself, this count will be incremented. So what I'm doing is I'm just joining a initial statement to it in order to monitor the things. What I'm monitoring after every time change. So I want to monitor, I want to display in the console x value, y value, z value, count value, reg underscore a, reg underscore b value. I want to display. You just check like what is happening at what time. Okay, so this is the only extra thing I have put. Rest everything is the simple code that I have discussed in the slide. Okay, so now I'll just save it, and go to simulation directly because it is not having any inputs and outputs. If you synthesize it, it will show an error because monitor symbol cannot be synthesized at all. So don't synthesize it. Directly go for simulation because I am testing the understanding the concept. Here we are not working on any of the design. We are trying to understand the concept of blocking and non-blocking. So no need to synthesize it. Synthesis comes into account only when you want to have an equivalent hardware to be made ready for the code that you are writing. For example, if you are writing a code of full adder or ripple carry adder, you want to have an equivalent hardware out of it. So that hardware, when you map the software code that you have written, that is Verilog code that you have written, in order to map this Verilog code to the hardware, then only we need to synthesize it. But this code, we are not generating any hardware out of it. We are trying to understand the concept of the blocking statement. So no hardware comes into account here. So don't go for synthesis. Okay, synthesis is mapping of software code to the. So don't go for synthesis. Directly come to the simulation. Highlight on the dummy.p because that is the code that we have written, and click on simulate behavioral mode. Wait for a while so until it completes simulation. So we shall just understand the concept of blocking statement. Okay. So here is the thing. I'll just zoom to it. I start zooming from this place. Okay. So you can see here x value is 0, y value is 1, z value is 1. All this and register value, I'll just place it here. Register value is also 0. 0. Register B value is also 0 because this has been assigned to it. All these things are 0, 0, 0, 0 at 0 simulation time. That is 0 nanoseconds. Same thing, we have written the code. You can see. There is no time mentioned for these things. Everything x equal to 0, y equal to 1, z equal to 1, count equal to 0. Reg A is 0, reg B is also 0 because it is getting assigned to 0. Right? And all these things are happening at 0 simulation time itself. You can zoom further. At zero simulation time itself, all these things are receiving 0. One thing, one thing you need to understand here is, as it is a sequential block, initial is a sequential block inside which is a sequential statement, means it should execute one after the other. Means x equal to 0 will execute first, y equal to 1 will execute next, z equal to 1 execute next to it, count equal to 0 will execute fourth time, reg a it will execute fifth time, and sixth step reg underscore b will receive reg underscore a. All these will be happening in sequentially, but at zero simulation it will be so fast that it is in no time all these things will be receiving its LHS value from the RHS. Now to justify it, x equal to 0, y equal to 1, z equal to 1, count equal to 0 are independent, so it will receive the value at zero simulation. But see, reg underscore a, you are declaring, you are initializing this value with 0. 16 tick b 0 means it is receiving 0 value into reg underscore a, and reg underscore b is not yet defined. It is not having any value, 0 or 1, it is not having any value, but it is receiving the value what reg underscore a is having. So in simulation you can see that reg underscore b is also 0, means already reg underscore a has received the value, reg underscore a value has received the value 0, and this reg underscore a value has a value 0 that is in turn getting assigned to reg underscore b. It means this itself justifies that reg underscore this statement is executing after this statement. But all these things are happening very quick that it will show the output at zero simulation time. So it is sequentially executing, but at zero simulation time. Fine. The count is also receiving the value 0. So after that, next step. At after 15 time minutes, reg underscore a of 2, this bit is receiving 1. We'll check. After 15 time minutes, it is 15. It is 15. See, 15 nanosecond. So I'll zoom it. So 15, I'll still more zoom it. So you can see at 15. At 15, what is happening? Here, a of 0, a of 1, a of 2. Third bit from the rightmost, it is receiving 1. You can see it is receiving 1. Here, there is no third bit activation. Here, there is third bit activation. It is receiving after 15 nanoseconds. Similarly, next what is happening? After 10 time units, x, y, z, 0, 1, 1 is getting assigned to 15 down to 30. That way. After, so it is 25 time minutes. 25 time minutes, what is happening? 15 down to 30. That is rightmost, leftmost bit, most significant bit. 0, 1, 1. 0, 1, 1 is getting assigned. 0, 1, 1 is getting assigned. That is also working fine. At the same time, without no time, your count is getting incremented. You can see it is 0 and now it is 1. It is getting incremented. So this is the blocking assignment step. I hope the things are clear. Okay, so this is how the console also will check. So you can see here at zero simulation time, x equal to 0, y equal to 1, z equal to 1, count equal to 0, reg a is 0, 0, reg b is also 0, 0. At zero simulation time itself, I got this. At 15, everything is same, only reg a is getting changed. That second bit, third bit from the rightmost, this bit, it is going to 1. So hence it is 2 raised to 2 equal to 4. That is what it is. And at 25, everything is same, only reg underscore b is receiving, the most significant bits are changing, so that's why we got 6000. So this is what is happening, and count is also getting incremented. So this is about the blocking statement. Now we shall go to the next. I hope the things are clear. Next, non-blocking assignment statement. What are non-blocking assignment statements? So non-blocking statements allows scheduling of the assignments without blocking the execution of the statement that follow in the sequence. It does not block. So it schedules assignment without blocking. It is not blocking. Without blocking the execution of the statement, that follow in the sequential. What is the meaning? The operator used is this. There it is equal to, here less than symbol and equal to. That is the operator used for specifying non-blocking assignments. The operator, non-blocking operator, we call it as non-blocking assignment operator, is interpreted as a relational operator in an expression and as an assignment operator in the context of non-blocking statement. You should not confuse this as a relational operator. In the relational, for example, if you are using if statement, inside this you have used like this, then it will be treated as relational operator. But while in a statement like initial and you begin, or always you begin, and here while assigning left hand side equal to right hand side, in this place if you use this one, then it is a non-blocking statement. That's a heading. Okay, so understand the difference properly. Next, I have a same code, only same small changes. This is same, this is same, 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 this is same, this is same, here also same, this is same, this is same. Everything is same. This is also same, this is also same. What is difference then? Everything is same, only the changes. Only the changes. By changing this, what is going to happen? You can check this code, here I am having equal to and equal to, and in this code I am having the non-blocking assignment operator. That's the only change. By only changing this, what is going to happen? That's the question. What we understood from the previous slide, in previous slide I had a statement that it allows scheduling of the assignments without blocking execution of the statement that follow in the sequential block. So it means this should not block this statement as well as this statement. Up till here, it is same as previous one, but from here onwards, when this non-blocking statement is executing, it should not block this. This also should start executing. This also should start executing. That's what is the meaning of non-blocking assignment. Whereas in the previous blocking statement, when this is executing, the further blocks in that sequential statement were blocked. Whereas in non-blocking statements, when this is executing, it will not block the further statement. This also will be executing. This also will be executing. That is what we are going to test in this. You can see. Same code, only my concentration is these three. Up till here, no change. Up till here, no change. You can see the statement from x equal to 0 till register underscore b is equal to reg a are executed at 0 simulation time. No change at all. And here, reg of a of 2 is scheduled to execute after 15 time minutes. After 15 time minutes, this will execute. Whereas this statement, all these are non-blocking statements. Hence, all these starts executing at a time, at 0 simulation time. At 0 simulations time, you can think that all these are in a running race. This also start, this also start, this also start. But this is having delay of 15, this is having delay of 10, this is having no delay. So when you start a running race between these three things, which will reach first? Count will reach first, count will increment first. So hence you can see here, count is equal to count plus 1 is scheduled to execute without any delay. At time equal to 0, this will execute and complete its race. Then, out of this, at 10 time units, this will have to complete its simulation here. At time 10, time equal to 10, this will complete its simulation, execution. After that, at 15 time units, this will complete. So, parallelly it will start. After 15, one will be received assigned to this one. After 10, this will be received. After 0 simulation time, this will be received. Hence, the simulator schedules a non-blocking assignment statement to execute and continues to the next statement in the block without waiting for the non-blocking assignment statement to complete the execution. So it will not wait for the non-blocking assignment to complete its execution. It will not wait for this. This will not wait here. This will not wait here. At a time, it will hand over the execution control to all these things. Parallelly, it will start executing. This is the difference. Okay. So before we take the next particular thing, I'll go to the Xilinx simulator again. I'll just make these changes. What are the changes? You remember these two changes. 1, 2, 3. 3 changes. For the first changes here, this one. Second change is here. I change it to non-blocking. So this is the first change. This is the second change, and the third change is here. Okay, I made it non-blocking. Save it. In the simulation, I click on simulate behavioral model. So simulation completed successfully. We are waiting for iSIM simulator to get open. You can check here. I'll zoom to fit. So here, zoom it. You can check. X equal to 0, Y equal to 1, Z equal to 1. All these things are happening at 0 simulation time itself. Okay. So you can check. At 0 simulation time itself, 0, 1, all these things are happening, and one more thing is happening. What is that? You just count is already incremented. Okay, I've just shown you. See, count is already incremented. And keeping at 0 simulation time, X, Y, Z, or this initialization of range A, range B is to 0, that is also happened. Count is already incremented. You can see here. These statements are executed fine. These statements are not yet executed, but this statement have already completed its execution time. So this is what I stated in the slides. I stated that count equal to count plus 1 will happen at time equal to 0, and you are witnessing it. You are witnessing it. Okay. Now, at 15 time minutes, what happens? Reg underscore A will receive value 1. But before that, at time minutes only, your reg underscore B will receive the new value. The most significant 3 bits has got updated with 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1 at 10 time minutes. So now you can check here. So this has completed at 0 simulation time itself. This has completed at 10 time minutes itself, and this completes after 15 times. So in the race between these three things, this completes first, this completes next, and this completes last. Whereas in blocking assignment, this was completing first. After 15, it was measuring, it was waiting for next plus 10. 15 plus 10, 25. After 25, this was completing next. And after 25, plus some small delta time, this was completing this. This was the winner, next winner, runner-up, and this was the loser in blocking. But in non-blocking, this wins first, next is this one, and next is this one, based on the delay. This is the difference between non-blocking and blocking assignments. I hope the things are clear. So this is quite a conceptual one. If you have any doubts, please come up in the chat box. Meanwhile, I'll just check the chat box if you have any doubts. No doubts as for now. You just put your doubts if you have any in the chat box. Meanwhile, I'll start with the presentation. Next, then what is the need of this non-blocking assignments? That's a question everyone has, right? So for this, the answer is, you can just check here. Understand this statement. I have a non-blocking always at pause edge of the clock. So it means it will execute whenever the pause edge of the clock is there. But then when that is a sensitivity list. When this is executing, all these starts a race. So in the race, what happens is, this is not delay based. This is not at all a delay based because it is a event based. This is event based, means whenever negative edge of the clock appears, then only RHS will be assigned to LHS. Fine. Upon these two things, this is also hash 1, this is also hash 1. So what happens? So hash 1, after 1 time minutes, I in 1 should receive reg 1. After 1 time minutes, reg 1 receive reg should be assigned to reg. What is happening? Whether this statement will execute after this. If that's so, then reg1's updated value should be assigned to reg3. Whether that is happening, or before in1 is received to reg1, whether reg3 will receive reg2. But whether that is happening, that's a question. The answer is the old value of reg1 is updated to reg3. Means these two parallelly execute. Before in1 received reg1, the reg1's old value would have assigned to reg3 because both have started execution at the same time. How this non-blocking assignment work is the read operation first. The RHS expressions are evaluated and results are stored internally in the simulator. This is the first happening in the non-blocking state. And after that, write operations. What is write operations? Assignment to the LHS. LHS reg1 updates after 1 time units to reg2 at the next negative edge of the clock, and reg3 after 1 time units. Note that reg3 is assigned the old value of reg1 that was stored after the read operation. So read operation is already done. The read operation is the first thing that is happening. So already reg1's old value is read. Only thing is assigning is up left. So that assigned old value, whatever is was read, that gets assigned to the reg3. So reg3 gets executed and write operation happens. This is already read, so that gets the value in the reg3. The final value of reg1, reg2, reg3 are not dependent on the order in which the assignments are processed. So it is not dependent on the order. That's important. Not dependent on the order. It does not block the statements which come beneath the non-blocking statement. That's an important fundamental you need to understand in the non-blocking assignment. So this example will definitely make you think. So what is that? Think that I'm writing a code for swapping operation. What is swapping operation? Think that I'm having a equal to 1, b is equal to 0. I want to swap it. I want to put this value of b, that is 0, to a, and value of a to b. So I want the new value of a to be 0, new value of b to be 1. So what I do is I use a blocking statement in the first case. That is, always at pause edge of clock, a is equal to b, b is equal to b. So a should receive b value, b should receive. What is the statement we have used? Operator we have used? It is a blocking statement. So when you use blocking statement, what is happening is it will result into race condition. Means values of register A and B will not be swapped. Instead, both register will be same value because it will fall in a race condition. A tries to dominate B based on the first always statement, but B says that I want to dominate A based on second always statement. So this becomes undefined. So it will not have, A will not allow any new value to come onto it. B also will not allow any new value to come onto it. This is called as a race condition. This is one drawback of the blocking statement. Whereas in non-blocking statement, this case I have just changed to non-blocking statement. What happens is separate read and write operations ensures that the value of the registers A and B are swapped correctly regardless of the order in which the write operations are performed. So first what happens is B is read, A is read. What is B value? B value is, according to this, 0. It is read already. It will be stored in some temporary variable. A value is 1. It is stored in some temporary variable. I call it as temporary variable. Now write operation is called. While write operation is called, already read value is 0. So that will be put onto A. Already read value is 1. That will be put onto B. So now A's new value is 0. B's new value is 1. That's got swapped. So this is what happens in non-blocking assignment statement, which eliminates the race condition. This is an important observation that you need to make. So what actually happens inside non-blocking assignment statement is, I said, it's as good as writing temporary variable A read operation. This is read operation. So in terms of blocking, I am explaining non-blocking. So non-blocking assignment, this code, if I want to resemble it using blocking assignment, this will look like this. Temporary register A value will store. temporary register B value will store it, and A will be assigned with temporary register of B, and B is assigned with temporary register. So this is how the non-blocking assignment statement works. Typical application of non-blocking assignments include pipelining, modeling and modeling of several mutually exclusive data transfers. So this swapping is one of the examples for mutually exclusive data transfers. Means you give and in return I will take from you. That's the meaning of mutually exclusive. Okay. So A is giving B and B is receiving something from A. That's called mutually at a time. So that's a mutually exclusive data transfer. In such cases, it will eliminate race conditions. That's the application of non-blocking. On the downside, this is a drawback. On the downside, non-blocking assignments can potentially cause a degradation in simulator performance and increase in memory usage because it will use lot of temporary variables. It will use lot of temporary variables. Hence, it will degrade the performance of simulations. Simulator means think that such mutually exclusive data transfers or such non-blocking assignments statements if I use in bulk, then for every non-blocking assignment it will perform read operation, write operation. So it will give right. Simulator allocates some memory for temporary variables. So lot of memory is wasted for temporary variables as allocation. So that's why it will degrade the performance of simulator. Hence, it is not recommended to use non-blocking assignment statement unless it is very much needed. Please mark my words under the double quotes. It is not recommended to use non-blocking assignment statements unless it is very much needed in the case of mutually exclusive data transfer because it will lead to degradation in simulator performance. Remember that. Okay, so now I'll take to the simulator Xilinx simulator to explain the swapping operation. So swapping operation, I have a code written already in order to save the time. I'll just moment. So module swap, no inputs and outputs, just for conceptual understanding. I define reg A, B and clock. I initialize A is equal to 1, B is equal to 0 and clock equal to 0. Same thing as I had told. Always, so clock, I need to have the clock, right? So this I had already told you clock generation in the previous session. After every 10 minutes, clock gets inverted of itself. So it will generate a clock. Always at poset A is equal to B, always at poset B is equal to B. I am using blocking statement, blocking operator. So it should not swap in this case. And it should stop after 1000 times simulation. So I'll go to the simulation, I'll simulate A value modding. So A and B value should stay at 1 and 0. So it should not change at all. Or it should not swap, that's what. It should not swap, that's it. We'll see. So successfully completed. Yeah. So here is the value. You can see here B A is 1, B is 0, and there is a positive edge. There is a positive edge. There it is falling and it is maintaining same thing. So why it is falling? Again, it is a very simulated effect. It is a simulated. At pause edge of the clock, it is receiving 0, so don't concentrate on that. Just concentrate on swapping operation, whether it is happening or not. It is not happening. It is not at all happening. You can see it is staying at 0 all the time. Okay. Now I'll change this to non-blocking statement operators, non-blocking assignment operator. I'll save it and I'll run it. Now you can check. Wait for a simulator. So here, zoom to fit. You can check. Zoom it. You can check any time that A value and B value are not same. It is getting swapped. You can just check. Okay. A value and B value are always getting swapped. At every pos edge, A value, B value are getting swapped. Every pos edge it is getting swapped. So this is the application of non-blocking assignment statement. So to summarize the non-blocking and blocking, we will take the difference. So I'll just write down the difference. These differences are a very favorite question for any question paper setter. So just note down the differences. Differences between blocking and non-blocking. Okay. So first one. So you know that the operator uses equal to here less than or equal to. Second, it blocks subsequent statements in sequential. What about here? Doesn't block the subsequent statements. Okay. Third one, it's a single step, no read and write operation. Okay. What about this? Read and write operation. Read and write operations. Then are performed. Read and write operations are performed. I can say difference as two operations. Two operations. Next, fourth one. Fourth one is no temporary variable need or declared. So simulator does not declare any temporary variable, but here temporary variable is declared. This is fourth. Fifth one, race condition during mutually exclusive statements. During mutually exclusive data transfers. Example, swap. Okay, it eliminates race condition. Usually doesn't degrades simulator performance. Okay, here what's the reason here? Potentially causes degradation of what? Simulator. The performance will be hampered. These are the differences between blocking and non-blocking, and I say it as very important to remember. Okay, so this is about your blocking and non-blocking assignment statement. In the next class, we shall just understand about timing controls. So before closing down this session, I want you to concentrate on the ALU design. So ALU design, I had explained it in the physical class. Here I have just taken the code to just execute, because I had given you the task. Some of the students have tried and they had some doubt. Same code I have taken from the lab manual. So in the lab manual, whatever code was there, same thing I have taken. Only change that you need to make is in lab manual there is a comma here. The lab manual that is given, there is a comma here. Remove it, because after that there is a bracket. Okay, and then your inputs are 4 bits, and somewhere here down the line there is a of 6. There is a is of 4 bits. 6 cannot have C, 7 cannot be there. So this code was earlier written for 8 bits, which I changed it to 4 bits. So hence 7 is the most significant bit in 8 bits, and 3 is the most significant in 4 bits. So 6 in place of 6 I'll write 2, and here also in place of 7 I'll write 3. So these are the changes you need to make. After that there is no change. Everything is same. So that corrects your code of the lab manual. And here in test bench writing, also in ALU underscore test there is a comma put here. Remove this comma and then save it. You can just take this code onto the Xylene simulator directly. I have taken the code here. You can just here same code. ABR 4 bits. ALU underscore select is also 4 bits. Output is ALU underscore result is 8 bits. I declare it as register also, because inside always if you are using the output you need to declare it also as registers. And 4 bit ALU underscore select means 2 raised to 4, 16 different operations. And here a case statement will study it in the next or next to next session. So when 000 we'll come back to this code understanding during the case statement, multi-branching statement. Just I want to execute and show. There were some errors here, that's why people were trying and they were not getting. So I'll synthesize it and show you. It's already synthesized actually. It's already synthesized. I'll synthesize it once again for you. And also the test bench waveform, whatever code I have given in your lab manual, same test bench waveform. What we are doing is we are initially setting the ALU select at 0, and we are changing after 10 time minutes. We are changing its values. I should have written after 10 time minutes. After 10 time minutes, I am changing its values. Okay, so save it. Synthesis is done. See, there is no errors at all. Synthesis is done. And somewhere people are confusing with what is this? The operator of conditional operator. This operator. Should be very careful. This is a condition checking question mark, and 1 should be assigned if it is true to the ALU. 0 should be assigned to ALU if it is false. Similarly here, don't make any mistake. Okay. So I'll go to the test bench. So in test bench, what I have done is I have just changed A value, B value, ALU select value, and after every 10 time minutes ALU has to change its value. This 10 I have put it here. You can up. So after 10 time minutes for loop starts executing. There is a for loop written. So 15 times it just increments, 16 times it just increments select line of the ALU, so that ALU operation goes on switching and your A value and B value remain the same. Okay. So save it. Simulation. Simulate behavioral mode. So it works fine with the ALU. There will be some errors, unforeseen errors in the lab manual, because small comma makes a difference. That things you should be able to correct yourself. Okay. Can see. Zoom to fit. I'll change the radix of all the things to unsigned decimal. Here I'll can see here. When ALU select is 0, your A and B are 10 and 2. 10 plus 2 is 12. When your ALU select is 1, it is subtraction. 10 minus 2 is 8. When your ALU select is 2, it's multiplication 10 into 2 is 20. When ALU select is 3, it is division 10 divided by 2 is 5 and it goes on. This is the ALU. So you can try it. The understanding of this, the in details, every details of it we will study during multi-branching statements, that is case statement, in this session or in the coming sessions. Okay. So this is all about today's lecture. If you have any doubts, please come up with the chat.